German Shepherds are not subtle dogs. They are expressive by nature. They are observant almost to a fault. They are constantly reacting to their environment, even when it doesn't look like anything is happening at all. Because of that, it's surprisingly easy to miss the behavior that actually matters the most. Not because it's rare, but because it doesn't look dramatic. It doesn't involve barking. It doesn't involve growling. It doesn't involve lunging, snapping, or destroying things around the house. In fact, many owners notice it and immediately dismiss it. They see it and think, that's nothing. But ignoring this behavior can quietly create problems over time, especially in a breed as intelligent and internally driven as a German Shepherd. Today, we're going to talk about the one German Shepherd behavior you should never ignore, even though it often looks harmless on the surface. Most dog owners are trained, intentionally or not, to pay attention only to loud signals. Barking gets noticed, pulling on the leash gets noticed. Jumping, whining, pacing, and destruction all demand attention. These behaviors are disruptive, so they trigger a response, but German Shepherds often communicate stress in much quieter ways. They don't always vocalize discomfort. They don't always act out when something feels wrong. Instead, they change patterns. They pause longer than they used to. They disengage slightly during interaction. They reposition their body instead of staying close. They choose distance where they once chose proximity. These changes are subtle. They don't feel urgent. They don't feel dangerous. And because of that, they are often ignored. But behavior doesn't appear suddenly. It evolves, and in German Shepherds especially, quiet signals almost always come before louder ones. The behavior you should never ignore is consistent withdrawal. Not fear. Not aggression. Withdrawal. Withdrawal can look like your dog leaving the room more often than they used to. It can look like choosing to lie farther away instead of near you. It can look like turning their head away during touch or interaction. It can look like avoiding situations or interactions they previously handled without issue. One or two instances mean nothing. Dogs are allowed to have preferences. They are allowed to be tired. They are allowed to say no sometimes. But patterns matter. When a German Shepherd begins to disengage consistently, they are communicating discomfort, not defiance. They are not being stubborn. They are not challenging you. They are not suddenly becoming aloof or dominant. They are coping. And this is where many owners unintentionally misread what their dog is telling them. Withdrawal is often mistaken for maturity. Owners tell themselves, he's just calmer now, or she's more serious as she's getting older, or they've grown out of puppy behavior. But German Shepherds are deeply social, handler-oriented dogs. They are not a breed that naturally drifts away from connection without a reason. Sudden emotional distance is not a personality upgrade. It's usually a coping strategy. Your dog is managing something internally, and when that internal pressure goes unaddressed, it doesn't disappear. It gets stored, and stored stress almost always comes out later, often in ways that feel sudden and confusing. One of the biggest reasons this behavior is misunderstood is because stress does not always look chaotic. Most people expect stress to look frantic. They expect pacing. They expect whining. They expect visible anxiety. But in confident, intelligent breeds like German Shepherds, stress often looks controlled. They don't explode. They compress. You may notice more stillness than usual, less engagement during normal routines, shorter tolerance windows, reduced eye contact, a quieter, heavier presence in the room. This is not calmness, it's containment. And containment takes effort. Holding stress inside requires energy. The longer a dog has to contain stress without relief, the more likely it is to leak out later in less predictable ways. That's why this behavior is such a critical turning point. If you respond early, the issue often resolves quietly. A small environmental adjustment, less pressure, more choice, more predictability. But if you ignore it, the dog adapts. And adaptation is not always healthy. Over time, ignored withdrawal can turn into reactivity. It can turn into guarding behaviors. It can turn into sudden outbursts that seem to come out of nowhere. It can slowly erode trust, not because the dog is bad, but because the dog learned that quiet communication doesn't work, and dogs don't stop communicating. They just escalate. This is also where many well-meaning owners accidentally make things worse. The most damaging response to withdrawal is pressure, forcing interaction, correcting avoidance, labeling the dog as stubborn or disobedient. When a German Shepherd withdraws, they are not asking for dominance, they are asking for space. They are saying, "This is too much for me right now." Pushing through that signal teaches the dog a very specific lesson. My communication doesn't work, so the dog learns that their only options are to endure silently or react louder next time. Neither option builds trust. The correct response is observation without pressure. Pay attention to patterns. Notice when the withdrawal happens. Notice what comes before it. Notice changes in routine, environment, or interaction style. Then adjust the environment, not the dog. Reduce intensity, increase predictability, allow choice whenever possible. When dogs regain a sense of control, stress often decreases naturally. This is not permissiveness, it is intelligent handling. You are not rewarding avoidance, you are respecting communication. And respect creates safety. German Shepherds are incredibly capable dogs. They are strong, they are intelligent, they are adaptable. But capability does not mean invulnerability. Quiet behaviors often carry the loudest meaning. If your dog withdraws consistently, don't ignore it, don't punish it, don't label it. Listen. Because understanding small signals early is how you prevent big problems later. And the strongest relationships are not built on control, they are built on awareness. If this helped you understand your German Shepherd a little better, you're welcome to subscribe.